I was watching Max dig at the back of my yard, and I knew he was trying to tell me something. He wasn't just a dog. He was a silent witness. The more he dug, the more my heart started to race. He was looking for something he had lost, and I was about to find out what it was. Max was digging so fast that I could feel the adrenaline in my body. He was trying to get to something, and I was about to find out what it was. After a few minutes, he stopped and started barking at a small, silver box that was buried in the ground. He looked at me, then at the box, then back at me, as if he was saying, "Here it is." I knelt down and pulled the box out of the ground. It was a small, locked box, but it was not heavy. I could tell there was something inside. My heart was pounding now. I had no idea what was inside, but I knew it was important. I ran inside and got a screwdriver to try and open the box. The lock was old, and it took me a few minutes, but I finally got it open. I looked inside and saw a small, crumpled piece of paper. It was a letter. I pulled it out and read it. My heart sank. The letter was from Zara. It was addressed to an old family friend, a lawyer, who was also the head of a small trust fund. The letter was dated 2 weeks ago, and it said, "I have the final documents. I'm leaving town for a few weeks to finalize everything. Please take care of Max until I return." I didn't understand. I had never heard of a trust fund. I had never heard of any document. I read the letter again. It was a letter about our grandfather's will. My grandfather, who had died a few months ago. He had left everything to Zara, but the documents said that if she didn't come to his house, she would lose everything. The trust fund was only for a year, and if she didn't come back, she would lose everything. I felt a cold rage. My sister had lied to me. She had lied to our family. She had left her dog in my backyard, knowing he would lead me to a secret that I was never supposed to find. I went back to the box and looked at the documents. They were legal papers, and they all had my sister's signature. I saw a small note at the bottom of the page. It was from our grandfather. It said, "To my dearest granddaughter, Zara, if you are reading this, I have left you a choice. You can have my entire estate, or you can have the respect of your family. Choose wisely." My sister had chosen money. She had left her dog to fend for himself, and she had lied to everyone. She was a heartless, selfish person who only cared about money. I felt a deep sadness. I had lost my sister, but I had also found the truth. I knew what I had to do. I had to expose her. I had to let everyone know what she had done. I went back to my house and called the lawyer who had written the letter. I told him everything. He was surprised. "I had no idea," he said. "I'll be there in a few hours. We have to talk." I felt a sense of relief. I had found the truth, and I was about to get my revenge. But I knew my sister was coming. She was going to try to get her money back, but I was ready for her. What will happen when Zara finds out her secret is out? And how will I finally get my revenge? My name is Mark, and I'm 35 years old. For the past few years, my relationship with my family has been complicated. We've grown distant, and my sister, Zara, and I rarely talk. So when I looked into my backyard and saw her dog, hurt and alone, my first thought was to just call her. But something told me that I needed to do more. I had no idea that helping this dog was about to lead me to a secret I was never supposed to find. If you're watching this, drop a comment below and let me know where you're from. And if you've ever had a pet that was more than just an animal, please like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what happens next. My sister, Zara, is a very busy person. She's a successful lawyer, and she's always on the phone, always working, always rushing. She has a dog, a beautiful golden retriever named Mac. But Max has always been more of an accessory for her, a prop for her Instagram photos. He's always clean and well-groomed, but I always felt like he was a little sad. He was just a small part of her perfect, busy life. We grew up together, but as we got older, we grew apart. She was obsessed with her career, and I was more focused on my own quiet life. Our relationship wasn't full of anger or arguments, it was just full of silence. So when I looked into my backyard last Tuesday and saw Max, my heart just stopped. He was lying near the back fence, not moving. He was wet and covered in mud. It looked like he had been running for a long time. I ran outside and knelt down beside him. He looked up at me with his big, sad eyes. He had a small cut on his leg, and he was trembling. He was in bad shape. I knew he couldn't have just run away. Zara never lets him out of her sight. He was either lost or something was wrong. I didn't think about calling Zara. I didn't think about our distant relationship. All I could see was a scared, hurt animal who needed help. I picked him up carefully and carried him inside. I gave him some water, cleaned his wound, and wrapped him in a warm blanket. He just looked at me, his eyes full of gratitude. I tried calling Zara, but she didn't answer. She was probably in a meeting. I sent her a text. Max is at my house. Call me when you can. I didn't get a response. I spent the next few hours just sitting with Max. I was worried about him, but I was also worried about what had happened to him. Max was a very smart dog, and he was a master at finding things. His whole life was a game of hide and seek with his toys. He was still trembling, but he seemed a little more at ease. I put his food and water on the floor, but he didn't touch them. He just looked at me, then at the backyard door. He started to whine. It was like he was trying to tell me something. He walked to the door and looked back at me, then back at the yard, as if he wanted me to follow him. I thought maybe he just wanted to go to the bathroom, so I opened the door for him. He walked outside and went straight to the back of the yard. He started sniffing the ground near the back fence, where I had found him. He started scratching at a small patch of dirt with his paws. It was a strange behavior. I was about to call him back, but he started digging faster. He was looking for something. He was digging for something he had lost. I had no idea that my sister's dog was about to lead me to a secret that was going to change everything. What was Max looking for? And how did he know where to find it? I stood in my backyard with the evidence of my sister's betrayal in my hands. The box, the letter, the documents, it was all there. I knew she was coming, and I knew she would try to get her money back. But she had no idea that I had everything I needed to expose her. This is the story of how my sister's dog, Max, became my best friend and how he gave me the justice I deserve. Just a few hours after my phone call, Zara showed up. She looked angry and panicked. She didn't even say hello. She just walked right into my backyard, looking for Max. The moment she saw him, her face lit up. "Max, there you are," she said, her voice filled with relief. She ran to him and tried to hug him, but Max just looked at her and growled. He didn't want to be near her. He ran to me and sat at my feet, a look of calm in his eyes. Zara looked at me, confused. "What's wrong with him?" she said. "He's never acted like this before." I looked at her calmly. "He's telling me the truth," I said. "He knows what you did, Zara." She laughed. "What are you talking about? He's just a dog. He doesn't know anything." I smiled. "He knows everything," I said. "He knows what you did with our grandfather's will. He knows you left him in my backyard so you could get your money. He was a witness, Zara." Her face went pale. "What are you talking about?" she said. I pulled out the box from behind my back and showed it to her. "I found this in my backyard," I said. "Max led me to it. He was trying to show me something you left behind. The truth." I opened the box and pulled out the letter from our grandfather. I read it out loud, and I watched as Zara's face went white with shame. She looked at the documents, and she started to cry. "It's not what you think, Mark," she said. I was just going to come back for him." "You were going to leave him here?" I said, my voice full of anger. "You were going to leave him here to fend for himself just so you could get your money? You're a cold, heartless person, Zara. You're a disgrace." In that moment, she was no longer a beautiful, successful lawyer. She was just a small, crying girl who had been caught in a lie. I showed her the documents with her signature. "My grandfather gave you a choice," I said. "He gave you a choice to either have a relationship with your family or to have his money. You chose money, Zara. And in doing so, you lost everything. I didn't need revenge. The truth was my revenge. I called the lawyer and told him everything. Zara lost her job, her law license, and her reputation. She had gotten what she deserved. She had lost everything because of her own greed. I, on the other hand, had found a new family. Max was my best friend, my confidant, and he was the one who had given me the courage to stand up to my sister. He had taught me that loyalty and kindness are more valuable than money. I built a new life for myself, far away from my old family. I learned that my relationship with Max was more valuable than $1 million. He was my best friend, and he was the one who taught me that my true value wasn't in my family. It was in my heart. So, that's my story. It's a reminder that true loyalty is not just about blood. It's about a dog who will never leave you, even when everyone else does. Have you ever had to choose between your blood family and your chosen family? What did you learn? Share your stories in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you,